and this is my borrowed bicycle, Albert. Albert and I are about to set off on a journey to find out the wonders of permaculture. Permaculture is a form of agriculture that is supposed to be sustainable. They grow everything from vegetables to apples, fruit, things like that. So, come on Albert, let's go and find out. First stop is the Urban Ecology Centre to the south of Brussels. Here I will speak to urban ecologist Stefan Kampelman. Allez, Albert, allez!
So here we are, the Urban Ecology Centre in Brussels, which is just next to the Bois de la Cambre, like one of the biggest green spaces in the region. Here we do our experiments in gardening and eating wild plants. And, set up a system that can regenerate the fertility of the soil in the long term. I think this is what a lot of permaculture activities boil down to. Be aware that the insects are related to your plants, that the plants are related to your soil, and the soil is related to everything else. And permaculture gives a certain number of tools to to think about these relationships and maybe even improve them. Doing gardening in the city in a permaculture way is also kind of transmitting the information, also like physically, because the information is in the seeds. The information is in the DNA of the plants that we are using, and these plants have come a long way. All these ancient varieties of vegetables, they've come a long way. I mean, they've been with us for thousands of years. So it's like, you can pass information by giving somebody a book, but you can also pass information by giving somebody a seed. So this is like very, very important. And if you want to convince people of the benefits, if you want to pass the information, you have to do it, This is the plant that brought people through the war. During the war, they were planting everywhere on the parks and stuff to survive during the winter, because you can harvest them like December or January. So in the middle of the winter, when everybody's hungry, this was what they were eating in the parks here in Brussels. The only thing that we did is we got one topinambour and we cut them into 4 pieces and we put them in the ground.
So Stefan and I set off on our bikes to go and visit one of the project sites where they're using plants to try and decontaminate the soil in order to grow food.
So this is the panorama, called the panorama, which is over there you have the a panoramic view on Brussels. We use these plants and depollute them, and depollute the soil, and then we can use directly the earth. And actually, the soil is a bit polluted, but as you can see, the plants are doing quite well. Actually, so this is nice. They grow, and they are happy. So that means that it can grow quick, and it means also afterwards we can grow a lot of food.
Stefan recommended I go and visit his friend, colleague, and permaculture enthusiast, Jacqueline Fletcher.
I practice permaculture and I work on permaculture projects and I teach permaculture as well. We're in the Okno workspace in Brussels, and Okno is an artist collective. They work at the intersection between ecology, art and technology. And outside they have this beautiful permaculture garden, which is one of 3 of their experimental permaculture gardens. Permaculture, the most important thing is that you do all the work right at the beginning. It's based on observation, So you could spend a full year observing the natural landscape and the surroundings, the wind, the sun, where it falls, and then you make a design, so you plant according to the design. In terms of greening the city, permaculture will be an excellent way to put more fresh air, to depollute the city and to increase the habitats for insects and birds that are disappearing rather quickly. But also in terms of food, permaculture is very important in the city. Permaculture is, of course, the most efficient way of producing food. So this garden is very much about allowing it to slowly turn wild again, so that we can catalogue what has turned up. You can see over here, for example, looking a bit autumnal, this is tansy, which is a wild plant. There are quite a lot of plants here which have just appeared out of nowhere because the wind has blown them here or because birds have brought them here. And that's very important in the city because we also need to know what type of seeds are blowing around, what type of wild plants will automatically grow. Well, happily at the moment, there are lots of young people getting involved in permaculture in Belgium. I've heard of 15-year-olds signing up for permaculture design courses, which is really encouraging because I think, yes, over a few generations, people have really forgotten where their food comes from. It doesn't come from the supermarket shelves, and young people need to connect with nature again. They need to understand the importance of food and the importance of biodiversity. We need to replace unsustainable agriculture with permaculture. In Belgium, there is a lot of permaculture in Denmark as well. And of course in Australia and in America, really throughout the world. The best in Belgium is Het Voedselbos, which is Flemish literally for the food forest. They teach permaculture design courses amongst other things, and you can go there and see how wonderful permaculture can work, but also you can have a lot of fun.
In the next episode, Albert and I will take Jacqueline's advice and head to Flanders country to visit the Het Voedselbos project.